here, I think we're just on the dragon plan. We could freeze, take this, and then buy 2 next round. I think we might do that. I think buying 2 on the second round is generally pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if that's correct. Taking 2 damage isn't great, although getting to 20 does trigger our ability, although if you trigger it later, of course, you get a higher level hero power, or sorry, a higher level treasure. Oh, we traded there. Dragon's usually going to trade. So yeah, we get this here. I think we just go like this. Gives us a decent chance to win fights. The supports early are pretty good at winning fights. And putting this second because they probably don't have a 1 toughness person, so we have this attack second. See if they'll be lower health, or this might kill off the supports first. I don't know if that's correct either. I just don't think this will get much with its first attack, so we'd rather have this try to take something out and then get some favorable trades afterwards. This is nice. The attack sort of just worked out in our favor. Here, this will buff the power of the kitty. And then, I don't know what else we're looking at. Cinderella is not great, but will give us a treasure eventually. Unfortunately, we can't really get it this turn, because, on 4, we don't want to buy 1 thing. If we could buy these 2 and something, that may be okay. I think this is actually pretty good. I think I'm going to go this and Cinderella. I'll put her up front. I'll put him in back, maybe. I think if you want to win the most fights, you put him up front to make him a 5-4. But I have him in back. Oh, wow. How did this person get this already? Oh my. Oh, we got stomped. What is... I don't really know how Pan works that well, but it stumped us. I'm going to do this. Hitting any of these is pretty good. We don't want to hit this. This is fine. And it triggers the Cinderella. No, it's on my bench. The UI of this, not displaying the bench super well, is not my favorite thing. So I'll put these 2 up here. So we're going to waste a gold either way. We either buy here, we roll. It's possible that having the Slay here is decent, although we don't have anything to boost this power because it's not evil. So I think I'll roll here. See if we can double something. Might pause here. We can get a decent evil setup. I'll buy this, and then maybe we'll buy these 2 next round. Get a second double, and then get something that triggers off evil. If we want a high roll, we could try using this. Maybe if there's a 3rd evil character, we'll do that. The last breath abilities are also slays. So we got 1 trigger off this. That's not bad. Oh wow, well, we barely lost. All the way down to 28 pretty early. That's not our best work. I think I'm going to do this because getting the trigger on this, now that we have it, is pretty worthwhile. And buffing something is pretty useful to us. Getting that is fine. We're going to have to sell something anyways. Who are we selling? I think we're selling Baby Root at this point. And we'll put in the Evil Mage. Which means I think it's actually best to sort of go like this. So we sort of want this buff twice to increase the slay chance. So maybe we just go like this. This is a 3-3 over a 2-2. We'll do that. So we got maximum buffs up here. This is buffed twice. These are each buffed once. Oh, and then we want this. That's what we're doing. So put that there. So this will get pretty strong if all these die, and Cinderella's 2 away from triggering. So we can get a treasure. It won't be a level 2 treasure, so it's... Oh, wow. We got sniped on these attacks. Wow, these do not line up well for us. We really could have used our dragon attacking earlier this time. So, bad setup by me. I think we'll win this anyways, just because this got big, yeah. I mean, that's sort of how the Queen of Hearts works. If it stays alive, it gets big. This might be another situation where I want to see if we can high roll. We did. I might buy the kitty also. I'm rolling. I need to sell something because I don't have room. So I think we're just going to put this in for this because we'd like another. I mean, if we want to maximize fight wins, we're putting in this. Although it might be better to put this in over this. It reduces the attack of everything. I think we're fine on just that. And I think we're rolling because we'd have to sell. I think we're going to sell the baby dragon and pick up this. It wouldn't be terrible to get this and buff. We could buff one of these too, although those aren't sticking around long. So we got some blind mice. We'll trigger this next turn most likely. We sold the dragon. So we'll see how that goes. They didn't get the sleigh, which is nice. We didn't get it either. They sniped one of our, they got minotaurs. So this is another one we just hope the Queen of Hearts gets big enough to beat people up, although they have sort of a similar strategy. So it looks like we just trade, which is fine. Escaping with the trade is pretty good when, you know, you don't get the attacks you need. I think we want to maybe buy something like this and buff it. I don't know if Chupacabra is actually good. I've been going it quite a bit. Maybe I'll just buff the Queen of Hearts because we'd like to trigger this right now. I think we'll just take the gold. Then we can sell her, and then we can buy this. This triggers off each sleigh, so it might be worth getting that. Although our back row is kind of full. But, yeah, I think buying that is probably worthwhile. And we're going to have to put it up front, so we'll sell there. Oh wow, we got lucky with that. Level 4 treasure is pretty huge. None of these are great for us. I think we'll take the copy. This is basically like a free gold, and if you high roll, it's nice because you get a nice... you can get a nice enemy champion. I don't know what... So these 3 have Slay, so that will grow this. It might be better to put her up front. It'll make it less likely to win fights now, but we're more likely to get the Slay buffs long term. It depends how strong you think we are. It turns out we're much weaker than this person who... Oh, well, they had the ability to hit up backline anyways, so that wasn't great. Yeah, we got beat up pretty good this fight by this person. We'll get a level 4 treasure here. I think cast a random spell is pretty good. We have a few options. I think it's probably worthwhile to pay... I mean, if you buy something that's a 2 and you're getting a treasure, you're actually coming out ahead on gold because you can now sell this. Although you could, I guess you sort of sold the other ones, so you're coming out behind. Never mind, I was wrong. I will buy the XP and then roll. I wonder if this is a better support. It is range, so it is more powerful. It's probably better, but I don't think it's worth it here. This might be better than Queen of Hearts, although we sort of just need to pair this. I think we're gonna keep rolling and try to... Oh, we paired the kitty. We can sell our dragon. This is good, so we'll have a little more room to work with. Do we have monsters? I think this is the monster. I think we're just on this. And we'll do this instead. That will maybe help us win a couple fights because we are not winning fights. So we'll put our 2 sleighs in the front. It's not clear if... Oh, I managed to swap that out. That was unintentional. Random spell took out some people. No, we got the trigger. But yeah, see, we lost our big person here. That's sort of really costing us in these fights. So maybe we just need to be off that plan. We'll see what their 6 is. We got lucky on the 6 because it has 0 attack. Oh no, we're losing to the Juliet either way. So we won't get the extra XP, which is not great. I think it might be worth buffing here. We might be past the point where the single gold is doing anything for us. Medusa's pretty good at just winning fights. Probably want the evil mage back in. The mermaid to give everyone slay is pretty good. I don't think this is doing anything for us, so we might be off of her and onto Medusa. Oh, and she gets buffed for this. Oh. So I think that's the direction we're going to want to go, which is fine enough. We got this, so I think we want to put that here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have more witches in, but we want to grow this. Although I don't know if maybe if we're not keeping that long term, it's better to just put this in and try to win fights. Yeah, we might have compromised too much. This is probably going to be devastating. Oh, it triggered right away because it kills our entire back line. They don't have any death rattles, so that worked out. Well, last breaths, sorry. So we were able to win the fight, which is good. I think this was a bot, yeah. So, in terms of good characters, Wombats is pretty good. We're sort of on an evil slay plan, although we're really not on much of anything. I wouldn't take a given plan too seriously. What did we get as a... Oh, we got a mummy. That's pretty nice. I think we'll take the second one of these. Book is here. Another mummy. So I think we're going something like this. Buff all our characters. We're selling these 2. We're putting in... Since this got buffed, we'll put this in instead. And then we have Last Breath, and then we have... I think here we're going for a second mummy. Oh, whenever you buy any... Oh, I thought it was just the first. That's actually... So if we buy multiple evil characters, we get pretty strong. I think putting in these 2 gives us the best chance to win fights. Although, since we don't care if they die, it might be better to have Medusa in as our last character, because buffing these is okay, but getting the last breath is really what does most of the work on them. We got a spell that didn't really help. Oh wow. See, sort of weirdly, they haven't triggered yet, which let this get big enough that we might be in trouble. But this being ranged and being buffed was pretty huge. So we survived that round. All about survival. Finally, we get the upgrade. It's not even clear this will be good. I don't know if this is good, but we're so low. Oh. I'm always tempted by a treasure map. I'm going to try this and hope we get the mummy. I'm gonna get rid of this. No, I'll get rid of this. Yeah, so this is really risky. We might just die here. Oh, getting this. So this will give us a level 7 treasure, which are all pretty good. I think we're going to do this because we have 2 mummies in the front. This is probably stronger overall, but this is really good with last breaths. It might be worth it now to, we can buff something. I don't know what we think we're buffing here. Let me just buff this one, just to do something. I think if we want to win fights, we put in this somewhere. But yeah, I think we're just going all in on the last breaths. I think Pan stomped us last time. Oh, because we have the supports, getting the 1-1 with the buff is pretty huge. This will hit here, so we'll win this fight pretty easily, it looks like. And since we have 2, they actually took some damage. So that was pretty good. I mean, the level 7 treasures are just sort of broken. I don't know if it's worthwhile to try to buff, try to triple this. I think I'm going to, just because we have a little extra gold. Huh, I wonder if this is worthwhile. Getting a 6 right here. Probably, because I think we're off of these, the kitty. Buy this, just looking for treasures. There we go. It was so. I think we sell Mama Bear here. We buy this. Really nothing interesting here. This is probably better than this. We'll buff some characters. There we go. It's not so. I think if we wanted to win fights, you'd put this one here. And we do want to win fights, obviously, but in this case, we're trying to get a 6 off this. We have no 6s still, which is not great. We'd like to get 6s so we can get some better treasures. This is really helpful. More Death Rattle minions would be... sorry, I keep doing that. Last Breath minions would be super helpful. Oh, we already triggered these. Oh, we're triggering another one of these. So that's pretty good. This triggered at the same time. Oh, this actually flipped. I wonder what you get. So we didn't actually trigger it twice. But I wonder if you would get 2 copies. So we're going to kill off Trophy Hunter here, it looks like. Yeah. They took out Lich Hot, I think, which is what would allow someone to survive. I mean, this is pretty huge, and we can possibly triple it with this. I think we're just going to do that just because we might get a 6 eventually. This might be really silly, but book here is so good. It feels like we want the book because it will come back as a 1-1. So put this in just for stats and then buy the book and let it trigger twice. We're already top 4, which is nice. We're fighting the top Keratin, maybe? Not too sure on that one. I don't know if it's better. I mean, Medusa's really good for winning fights as well and coming back the second time because she has the attack. It's sort of an equalizer because it doesn't matter what she attacks. She turns them into a statue. The book is really good. The book might have been a bad buy. Here we're just trying to get the 6 treasure, replacing this or even this. These don't combo. We'll see how this goes. This might be the wrong move, but yeah, they have a pretty powerful board. Oh wow, it hit itself and then gave the back line. It looks like we will probably win this just with stats. That was not a great hit for us, but yeah, just getting so many people coming back is just pretty powerful. We do a decent amount of damage. We won't kill them off, but it's possible one of these dropped. Oh, well, we got to upgrade the book. Support effects all front row. That's probably better given... That's interesting, but not what we want. And we'll get rid of this. Makes all people slightly more powerful. It's interesting, we sort of just have this... Storm King? This is about the same. So we made these all more difficult to die, which means we don't get their last breaths as often. But since we're respawning in the same spot, getting the support, everything's getting plus 12, right? Plus 12, plus 14. All of them are evil, so they all get those buffs. So that means that even when we spawn the 1-1, they're very powerful. You know, we get 13, 15s. So, we'll try that, and we're just trying to win off value. We don't really have much in the way. If we triple this at some point, that will be even better. And we're just trying to win off the strength of our 7 treasure. We really just aim for the high roll. They have this, which is very strong. It looks like we're not getting great hits. Although we did, so this will trade here. Unfortunately, we didn't get the best trades there. Did it only proc once? Or did it do another one? It's hard to tell. I'm not great at telling what's going on a lot of the time. Because it was supposed to cast 2 spells, but I don't know if it did. So, we ended up trading with them. This is tough because they have a scaling hero power, so it's not great just to trade with them. We're fighting against nobody. It'd be interesting here. If we had more buff, I would try to sneak in that. Okay, so we can buff him here. Are any of these better than what we have? No, I think... This might be better than a random spell. Would this be good? No, things are usually dying. Yeah, I'm gonna skip. It might be better than random spell. It might not be. And I have no interest in. Just gonna do that so we can see if we're able to afford. I'm trying to afford something that's top level. Otherwise, we're just throwing in Medusa. Looks like we're just throwing in Medusa. Since we're throwing in her and she triggers off attack, we'll put her in front. I didn't get to roll. I still never upgraded the... Yeah, I think the random spell might just be better. This will trigger and deal 8. This is a ghost, but it pretty much wipes their board. We don't have good permanent scaling outside of fights, really. We don't, it's not like our book is triggering a Storm Mage or something. It's possible this is better here and just try to get a bunch of procs, but people might have outscaled that. So I think we're just going to keep looking. Try to get a polymorph. Or a pigomorph, maybe. This is pretty good as a respawner. Might be better than Chupacabra at this point. Thing is, since all these respawn, our board's usually going to be full. So it's sort of just hard to tell. The pigs will all be big. Yeah. Chupacabra's pretty big though. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this, but we'll go like this, I think. Um, I mean, that restricted us from seeing any... Oh no, what did I do? I want this in here. I want this in here. We want this to die last. We still want in the front row because these are all supports. It's possible that this is a better support at this point, but I think having the attack is good. We're not going to get full value off this very often because these all respawn. But we'll see. Hopefully Medusa will get some good attacks in. Yeah, she did. That's not a great spell to get, but, you know, wow, that wasn't great. But this is pretty good. We'll do 8 to everything. They get a big hit. So we only got one pig the first time. Oh, they summon their highest level guy. Now we get a bunch of pigs. If we win this fight, we win, and it looks like we're winning the fight. So it looks like we were able to win there, basically off the strength of a level 7 treasure. If you ever have the chance to get a level 7 treasure, it's sort of worth going for, which is what we did. They tend to be incredibly strong. In this one we played into, but as you can see, we never really got a great comp together. So, and you get extra fairy dust because... Oh no, why did we get more fairy dust? It might be on my win of the day, if that's a thing in this game. I'm actually not sure much about the mechanics. Well, thanks for watching. Sorry, that was a little scatterbrained.